Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and today I have a random idea that I thought I would share with you. So I use G from Book Roast. I'll link her channel down below. I use her core pile sheet to like keep track of all the books that I'm reading this year, and I'm finding it really useful and it's amazing. I love it. And then the other day I was having a conversation with one of my friends who I used to work with about how she keeps track of all of her books in her library now. She has a lot more books than I do, but I just want to know. I love the idea of having a visual aid to see how many books I've read, what genres they are, kind of the similar things that we have on the core pile sheet from G, but kind of different. So just, it gives me a breakdown of everything on my shelves that I've actually read. You know, so it can hopefully put me in the state of, you need to stop buying books. That is the thought process. So it has taken me many an hour. I'm glad I didn't film it. Like, I've only just had this idea to film it. I'm so glad I didn't film it earlier because, my God, it was stressful. But I finally made it. So now I'm at the fun part where I need to, like, take my book, I need to take my books off my shelves and input loads and loads of details so it will fill out the pie charts for me. And I thought I'd bring you along too. It's something different. It's definitely not something that I will probably be refilming for a while. The idea behind the spreadsheet is that I will now keep it and I will just add to it, and it will just keep going until it hits whatever the max capacity is for a spreadsheet, which I think is 999 or 1,000 maybe for this one anyways. So yeah, I thought maybe we'll do a bit of a time lapse of me inputting some stuff, and then once I've put it all in, maybe I'll like actually show you the things. But like, I'll show you quickly. I'm not going to screen record, I'm just going to show you with my camera what I have done. So this is how we are currently looking. So I've got my shelf info, which says, it's got like 4 different pie charts, and it said, well, donut charts. Have I read it? Yes or no. Acquired, so that'll be whether it's gifted, whether it's a subscription book, or whether I bought it myself, so majority of them will be this colour. The format is either physical or Kindle. Most of them again will be this colour because this is physical. Series or standalone, so I think a lot of my books are series. And then if we just scroll, we then have a book info. So book length, how long the book will be. So that is like broken down into like 50s of page numbers. So under 100 pages, then 101 to 150, so on and so forth. Age category. So this is currently the adult colour because the first lot of books that I'm putting in are the Agatha series, and I am not putting them down as YA. I don't believe they are. So the age categories are either children's, middle grade, YA, new adult, or adult, and they've all got different colours. And then we then have main genre, and it is pretty much every single genre. Actually it's every single genre that is on G's list. And then publication year will just be whatever year it comes out, and then it'll just randomly pick the colours. It seems like its go-to are like all of the brightest colours, which I don't agree with, but it's fine. So yeah, I don't know how long this video will be. I can't imagine it's going to be very long, but I thought I'd do some time lapses, and maybe I would actually show you. I've got a mini haul to show you, so I think that'll be fun. I've got a couple of books that I've ordered recently. 2 of them are for a project that I'm not sure if you will have already seen or not. I have no idea when this is going up or when that's going up, so we'll see that too. So yeah, I've got a couple of books for a secret TBR, and then I've got a book that I won and a book that I got for like such a steal on Amazon, gotta be said. But yeah, let's get into a time lapse. I just want to preface, like, while I'm going through and putting these books in during this lovely time lapse that you're enjoying, that this list, this spreadsheet thing that I have now made, is not for me to like keep track of how many times I've read a book or how many times I have completed the same series, that kind of thing. Literally, this is just, so like, what I mean by that is like, I'm going through it and I've got like a Reddit section, so have you read it, and it's either yes or no. Like, that is it, because it doesn't matter that I plan to reread these books or anything, but if I have read the full book, it will be a yes. And if I've only read half of the book, as in I'm currently reading it, or I've DNF'd it and it's still on my shelf, it will be a no. Like, it is very black and white in that. There is no like middle ground, which I think will be a good thing for me, because I kind of need to know how many books I have read the full thing and how many books I have not. So I just thought I'd throw that information in there. Let's get back to the time lapse. So I am spinning in my chair apparently. I am here just to do my mini haul that I promised you earlier in this little video. So I have recently received 4 books, 3 of which I've ordered, one of which I won in a competition, which is pretty cool. So as a breakup for watching me time-lapse putting my books into a spreadsheet, which is actually finally coming along, and I can see a big change in all of the graphs and everything, I thought I would break it up with a mini haul, and hauls are fun. I like doing hauls. So first off, the first 2 books I got, I have a secret TBR on the go, and the first one is Raybearer by Jordan Ifweko. I don't know if I'm saying that right, I'm really sorry if I'm not, but yes, I got this, and I don't really know an awful lot about it, so I'm just gonna read the back to you. It says, Tarisay has always longed for the warmth of a family. She was raised in isolation by her mysterious, cunning and often absent mother, known only as the Lady. When Tarisay comes of age, the Lady sends her to the capital of the global empire of Aretazar, I think, to be chosen as one of the Crown Prince's Council of 11. If she's picked, she'll be joined with the other council members through the Ray, a bond deeper than blood, but the Lady has other ideas, including a magical wish that Tarisay is compelled to obey. Kill the Crown Prince once she gains his trust. Okay, that actually sounds pretty damn cool. I like the sound of that. And then the other one I have bought for the secret TBR is Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse, and the back of this one is, a god will return when the earth and sky converge under the black sun. In the holy city of Tova, the winter solstice is usually a time for celebration and renewal, but this year it coincides with a solar eclipse, a rare celestial event prescribed by the sun priest as an unbalancing of the world. Meanwhile, a ship launches from a distant city bound for Tova and set to arrive on the solstice. The captain of the ship, Exalia, is a disgraced teak whose song can calm the waters around her as easily as it can warp a man's mind. Her ship carries 1 passenger. Described as harmless, the passenger Serapio is a young man, blind, scarred and cloaked in destiny. As Exalia well knows, when a man is described as harmless, he usually ends up being a villain. Crafted with unforgettable characters, Rebecca Roanhorse's epic adventure exploring the decadence of power amidst the weight of history and the struggle of individuals swimming against the confines of society and their broken pasts is the most original series debut of the decade. Well, that's pretty cool. The other book that I actually bought myself was The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I have been wanting this one for ages. It is the start of the Farseer trilogy and the first book in like the whole plethora of series that she's released, kind of interlock all into one. I know, I think that's what happens. I don't really know. I haven't read them, obviously. There's a lot of them. So in this book we're following a young boy called Fitz, who is the illegitimate son of someone important, I think. And he's raised and trained as an assassin. That is literally all I know. I know quite a few people have read this that I love here on BookTube. I know Reagan from Peru's Books loves it, Becca, Ashley, all of them lot that did the Elderling along. So I can't wait to follow in their footsteps and actually see what all the commotion's about with this one. And then the final book is actually one that I won with a competition, and the author is called Matthew Ward, and he put up a competition on Twitter because the second book in this series has literally just launched in paperback form, which is awesome. So I'm a little bit gutted that I can't actually manage to find a hardback of this because this book is huge. But yes, I won the competition, and it was the gates of hell are open. What fancy weapon do you choose to fight with? And I said a miniature dragon who can not only wield fire but 2 miniature swords. And I won. And I won a copy of Legacy of Ash, which is also signed, which is pretty cool. I'm reading the back of this book and like finding the synopsis and stuff. I'm so interested. It seems like it's going to be a really, really good like epic fantasy. It says, fate turns, legacies burn, a phoenix shall blaze from the darkness. A shadow has fallen over the Tressian Republic. Ruling families, once protectors of justice and democracy, now plot against one another with sharp words and sharper knives. Blinded by ambition, they remain heedless of the threat posed by the invading armies of the Hadari Empire. The Republic faces its darkest hour, yet as Tressia falls, heroes arise. And it's blurbed as Game of Thrones meets The Last Kingdom in Matthew Ward's Legacy of Ash, an unmissable epic fantasy debut of vicious intrigue, ancient magic, and the eternal clash of empires. Sounds awesome. So yeah, there's my miniature haul for you guys. I'm sure I'll come back shortly, maybe later once the work day has finished, with more of an update on my spreadsheet, and then hopefully by this weekend it will all be done. But I will get back into the main content of this video now. So hello everyone, I thought I would come on and show you my actual finished spreadsheet now that I've completely finished it. It has been a while since I have started this video, but you know, it took me some time. I've got some more books to add to this, but we'll just go through what I actually have. So let's shrink me and get into this. So as you can see, I have my whole spreadsheet here lined up. I have a whole list of book titles, and I have a load of other things to show you. So the titles, or the headers for this spreadsheet, are my book titles, self-explanatory, author, which is self-explanatory. Then we have the format. So that is either a paperback, a hardcover, or a Kindle at the minute. If there is anything else, I'll add that later on. Then we have page count, similarly to how it is recorded on G's Corpile spreadsheet. You type in the exact page count that it has, and then in the next column is the book length. So it is split up into 50 pages, and you just select whichever one you require. Then we have the main genre, which again is like everything. I would like to think that everything is covered. Then we have the notable sub-genre, so whether it's a fantasy sci-fi or a fantasy romance, which I don't own a lot of because I don't read them. Then we have the age category, which will either be children's, middle grade, young adult, new adult, or adult. Then we have the publication year, so when the book was published, very self-explanatory. Then we have how I acquired it, whether it was bought, gifted, or a subscription box book, which is quite a lot of my books, to be fair. Gifted is like, I have been really lucky to make some wonderful friends in the book community, and I've had a couple of books sent to me that way, but also like books that my mum and my friends give me for birthdays or recommendations, that kind of thing. Have I read it? Yes and no. That's literally the only options that we have, and I wanted to make this really black and white for the fact that I reread a lot of my books. I am occasionally that person who, instead of reading my never-ending TBR, just rereads old favourites, which I think we're all guilty of at some point. But yeah, I just wanted to have this list so I knew exactly what I had read and what I hadn't read, and you'll see it on the chart on the next page. But I also have whether it is a series or a standalone, and then once you read it, you tick this little box here, and that will then go to a different graph, and that'll tell you how many series you've managed to finish on this TBR. So that is the breakdown of everything that is here. I have got many books on here, as you can see, and everything is filled out. I think there are no gaps. The only gaps there are obviously for the notable subgenre, because a lot of them I just haven't put on. I don't look too deeply into it. These ones are new, so I haven't actually put them all on yet, but they are my Kindle books, so I just need to go through and finish them off. But I just wanted to see how Kindle appears on my spreadsheet so I could show you guys. So here is my charts. So I have this section here which is called shelf info. So as you can see, this little chart here, have I read it, yes or no, black or white. I have a total of 285 books on there. I've read 103 of them, so I haven't actually read 50% of the books on my shelves. It is also worth noting that these books on this list are only the ones that are with me here. All of my books that are in storage are not included on this list. I think that when we do eventually move, I will be doing a massive sort out, and any books that are in those boxes that don't really have any like nostalgic value to me, I think I need to get rid of, because I'm just keeping hold of books for no reason. Like, if I don't feel like I want to read them, I've got a big bunch of like a big box set of classic books that I don't think I'm ever going to read, so maybe that will go in the unhaul. I don't know. So when I eventually get my own house, there will be a big unhaul coming. So this next graph here is how I acquired it, so it just shows you how I got them. Obviously, majority of them I have bought myself. I have got just under 11% that was subscription books, and this little part which is gifted. We then have my format. This tiny percentage is Kindle, but like I said, I just wanted to see how it would turn out on this graph. So that's currently 3, but that is not all of my Kindle books, so I need to add them all in. Then we have all my hardcovers and paperbacks, so I am mainly a paperback gal, you know. They're easy to read, apart from when they get chunky. I prefer chunky books in hardback because then I don't feel like I'm going to break the spine. That old chestnut, so there's that. We then have series or standalone, so majority of my books are series books, and I have finished a total of 11 series that are on my shelf. Now, the only thing about this section is that it doesn't actually tell me how many series I have on my shelf. So this section here, it says 77.5, but it doesn't tell me whether that's 10 different series or just like 20, you know. It just doesn't say. It just says that a lot of them are part of a series because that is what I've selected. But I haven't quite worked out how to make it like quite specific, and I don't think I want it to be as specific. But I have also decided that I think I want to try and get into more standalones. Although I do love a good series, I feel like they're just better world building wise, character development wise, but that's just my opinion. And then the next 4 boxes are my book info boxes. So this one just says what the book length is, and it breaks it down into little pie charts. As you can see, my main categories are the 400 to 450, 350 to 400, and 250 to 3. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one. And 301 to 350. So I buy books mainly, apparently, between 300 and 450 pages. That seems to be like my biggest thing. I do also have quite a number of 450s to 500s, so I seem to be within that, like, what is that, 300 page mark, I guess. For book info, this is just the breakdown of the books that are on my shelves, obviously. So I own majority young adult, but that is also because pretty much most of the books from my subscription boxes are YA. Not only that, but I do still have a load of YA books on my shelf. I do enjoy a good YA, and I'm slowly getting into more adult books. I've got a couple of middle grades. I don't know what that category is because it hasn't got enough. If I can find out. So that little tiny section is new adult. So I have got a couple of books that fit that genre, just not enough to have it marked. And then the final 2 boxes are main genre and shock horror. My main genre is fantasy. It doesn't surprise anyone. I am a big fantasy reader. I am a big sci-fi reader as well, but a lot of my books just aren't, I don't own a lot of them. So I really like books and spaceships. I just don't own enough of them currently, so that just means I need to buy more sci-fi books. I'm not mad about that. And then my publication year right here. So this is all a range of different colours. Majority of my books are from 2020, but that is because I got a load of books from 2020 from subscription boxes, and I think I bought quite a few 2020 releases myself last year. Last year was kind of like the year that I got into pre-ordering and making sure like I got books as they came out. I think it's just kind of the first time, I'd say last year was the first time that I actually had disposable income to spend on like new books. I have always been big on like getting my books from supermarkets or charity shops, and I still love doing that, but last year was like the first time that I had spare money after bills and stuff, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, so that is my whole spreadsheet. So there you go, that is how I now track my books. I have a load of books that I need to still add to it. As you saw, I have 3 Kindle books that aren't completely finished yet, so they just need to be added into the spreadsheet. But I've also got about like 8 books on my shelf ready and waiting for a haul, but I'm umming and ahhing because I have a couple of books that I want to buy. Well, I have about 6 books I want to buy around payday. And I'm waiting for some deliveries for books that I have already pre-ordered and like prepaid for, so that's pretty cool. And I kind of want them all to come so I can just do one big haul and just wait. I don't know when the haul's coming, but there is a haul coming at some point. But anyways, that is everything for today's video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really supports me and my channel. Leave me a comment down below. Is there something that you would be interested in? Would you be interested in like keeping your books in this way? I don't know. I find it really enjoyable to like be able to sit there and see all the charts and put all the data in, but I'm a bit of a nerd like that, so I don't know. And if you want to see more of me, please consider subscribing down below and ringing that notification bell so you get notified every single time I upload new content. I currently upload on a Wednesday and on a Sunday, so be sure to stick around for more bookish content from me. But otherwise, that is everything for today's video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. It is a bit different for me. I don't know how fun this is to watch, but I really enjoy these kinds of videos, so we'll see. But that is all, and I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye!